This is a pixel gap 2x2 Stashbase, and it's going to be super nice and easy. You can use this as a core or whatever you want to do, but we're just going to go ahead and show you here. We just have our double door swinging outwards on the left to the single door to create that airlock, just so we have some kind of airlock here. And coming in here, we're just going to have the 2x1 with the horizontal HQM pixel, the vertical HQM pixel gap right there. And we just have some depot space here, and you don't need to use this honeycomb, but you can use it for whatever you want there. And when you jump on top of the box and look in this pixel gap, you'll be able to access your barrel there, and then you'll be able to access your barrel up here. We have two barrels there, and the cool thing about this was recommended by P Cosmic on the last video, that you do industrialize the two barrels so that it pulls over to more barrels here, and that way you have 6 depot barrels, and then you can have 4 manual barrels here, or you can just industrialize the whole thing and connect it up to a TC. I don't have that industrialized because the server resets and sucks, and if you saw the balloon through the wall there, but you can fit 2 sleeping bags, 10 barrels, large battery, 2 small boxes, and the TC. And it's going to be super nice and easy. We're not going to need any barrels to do the pixel gap. It's going to be a nice little cool little method, and we don't need any barrels or DLC items. It's going to be very nice and easy, and again, you can make this as a core or a 2x2 and do a jump up instead of a front door here, instead of a mini little stash base. And again, it's going to be very nice and easy. Okay, it's super easy to build. All you're going to need to do is have a pair of diving fins. I have my legs enabled right there. I usually don't play with legs enabled, but I have my legs enabled, so you can see that I have diving fin on. You don't need the legs enabled. And that is just legs.enable legs true or legs.enable legs false in the F1 console command. And again, you just need to wear a pair of diving fins, and we're going to build a twig 1x3 like this, so we have a nice even platform to stand on. We're going to wear our diving fins, crouch up in the corner, building plan triangle foundation. You can build it whatever height you want. You want a stability bunker later or not. And we're just going to hold Alt before we press this triangle. It doesn't matter where you place this first triangle. Then we're going to click and place that triangle, building plan square foundation. We're going to move over to the right and butt this up as close as possible to that triangle. You may need to press your keys 1,000 times to get it back and forth. It doesn't matter if it's 1,000 times or 1 time. Just get it as close as possibly can. And then we're going to do the same thing with another triangle building plan, triangle foundation on the other side. And as you can see, sometimes it kind of like goes in an inch, and then other times it kind of snaps. You just want to make sure it's as close as you possibly can get it. And you click on that triangle. And then we're going to break all of this and the center square. And then when you build out like this, you want to make sure that these 2 triangles can connect and turn blue like this. And we do have it perfectly here. And then if you notice, you'll have a nice pixel gap in the center that works with HQM. Hard to tell, but there is a pixel gap there, you can see. And now this does work with HQM. And to build our 2x2, we're just going to make sure we build a square off of each triangle by looking at just the triangle and keeping the other triangle outside of our view range. As you can see, we have that small white dot in the bottom left, and I don't need these on anymore. Now we can go ahead and wrap this around, place our TC in the corner here, upgrade everything here to HQM. Make sure we do the same thing to build our 2x2, only keeping the 1 square that we want on the screen there. We're just going to build it off like this. And you should be able to see that pixel gap in the foundation. Now you will have the pixel gap here as well, but we're just going to put down our boxes and our barrels right here. Like this, and we can put another shelf right here. We can put our 3 barrels lined up like so, and this one's sticking off the edge, so it's over the foundation gap, so we can still access that at the half point. And do the same thing here. You can do this after you seal it up, but you have to spawn in and out of there a bunch. And we can put our wall right here. Look at that to HQM. Make sure we put a bag in here. Make sure we put a bag in here. I'm going to build the top 2 squares off of each other so we don't have a pixel gap on the top. Like that. We just build them right off of each other. Make sure you don't snap one on the back wall and then on this wall. And we have a nice easy 2x1 pixel gap right here. We can access our stuff in. If it's not working while you're first doing it, just move a little bit and then we can get it. And again, just move a little bit. We could access that. A lot easier to see in space grade. It's a lot easier to see. Just like that. And you don't need it in space grade, but it's a lot easier to see. And now we can just put a triangle off of each edge from the square. Make sure we're building it off of the correct square so we don't have any errors in the center. And these need to be rotated because we left those soft side. And then just make sure you put that triangle off of each respective square. You can upgrade the front to just stone and the rear to sheet metal honeycomb. And then we can sheet metal honeycomb these. And you don't need to use these as blue rooms, but you sure can. And not make that HQM. And we can connect this here and make sure you have all the blue here. And then this can be a window, this could be sheet metal. That could be stone. Connect these, upgrade these. Single door right here or double door, whatever you want to do. I just like to do single door so we have an airlock right here. Single door swinging outwards, double door swinging outwards, and we have an airlock. But I just got stuck in, very nice. And then now we can just jump on top, seal everything up, and add a pancake there. And again, you can add these squares together like this, so there's no gap up here. And you can just add all of these. We need to look down on that one. Add all of these. And you do the motion spin like that. Get that down, the motion spin. And anyways, just like that, you have a nice pixel gap 2x2. Nice loot room in here. And you can industrialize all of that stuff. So you have 6 to 10 barrels. Put your battery there. Very nice and very easy 2x2 pixel gap Stashbase. I definitely didn't do the whole thing while not recording, while talking. Definitely didn't do that again. Very nice and very easy.